Hello again. I have something a little special out today. This is an 1897 Izhevsk M91. This particular rifle is from Finland, or Finnish capture if you prefer, Finnish used, whatever. Got the SA on it. Been a few years since I had this out, and it has, as you can see by that nicely centered stock bolt there, it's either American or it's a Finnish stock. I'm going with Finnish stock on this one. It's a one piece, not entirely one piece I should say. We have a toe splice there. See here, that's been replaced. We have the fin hangers there. And this rifle has something a little special. I don't know if you can make that out. Yeah, you can. This has the pinned bands, and the band pins are still there. Still in place. I did have them apart once many years ago, just to make sure that was an 1897 receiver, and in fact it is. Both front and rear, you can see. Pins are still in place. Another special thing about this particular M91 is that it is not import marked, which means it was imported to the United States prior to 1968. There are no U.S. government import marks on this weapon. It has the usual, well, it's force matched on the bolt. And you can see there's not done on the knob on this one. It's right there on the side. This is a Remington bolt, and I'll see in a minute if I can find the Remington R there. And it's also unscrubbed. You can see the Tsar's Eagle. You would if the camera would kindly focus. There we go. See if we can catch that little R there. A little hard to see. Remington mark. It's right there. Camera's not cooperating. Oh, there we go. Typical match of parts you'd find in one of these older M91s. These weapons saw extensive use. This one is old enough to have seen the Russo-Japanese War of 1904, possibly the aborted revolution of 1905, of course the winter and continuation wars in Finland. It's a lot of time, a lot of blood, a lot of use. It does have a 1-inch counterbore, which I'll show you here. Find the cartridge I put aside for that purpose. Let's see. You can always tell a counterbore by this. If it penetrates that far into the barrel, you got a counterbore. See how that goes right in there? Regular bore would only go in about that far, unless it was really shot out, which this one is not. Let's see if we can get a look at that. Yeah, you can see pretty close. Stock's in really good shape on this one. Got a few little boo-boos here and there. Nothing serious. These are probably my favorite Mosins to collect. Are these older ones, especially 19th century ones. This is one of the first that I acquired about 20 years ago now. Receiver is still nicely blued. You can see little pins there. Somewhere I do have the original sling for this, but didn't really want to take time to dig it out today. It's just a plain leather strap. The Finns didn't get too carried away with slings. Whatever worked, that's what they used. And yes, the trigger has been modified. This is not the usual sloppy Soviet style trigger in here. Ooh. And it usually will manage 2.5 to 3.5 MOA at 100 yards, even with shitty communist ammunition. Really like the grain of that stock. Probably should have brought the bayonet out with it, but I forgot that. It's not Finnish marked anyway. And no serial number on the magazine. I believe they removed it on the butt plate too. Yeah, they scrubbed the serials off the butt plate and the magazine and did not renumber them, preferring instead just to number the bolt to the barrel, which makes a lot more sense than numbering every damn part on the rifle like the Germans liked to do, and so did the Russians. Well, the Russians just kept it to the magazine, the butt plate, sometimes the stock, and the bolt and barrel. And you can see there's no extra importer applied serial number on the receiver. No billboard import marks, which I absolutely hate, but what are you going to do? You got to put up with them. Thanks to Uncle Sam. No older century import marks on there. Got some copper rivets in the handguard. $18.97. Should have bought 100 of these back then. This one came to me from a private collection. This was not purchased from one of the dealers or anything like that. Gentleman needed some money, so he started selling a few things. This was one of them. Story behind it was that many, many years ago, the original owner, American owner of this one, was friends with one of the importers. This was before 1968. And he was allowed to pick through a large pile of these rifles, and he selected this one, special. He liked it. It's the one he wanted. In exchange for helping the man sort them out, he got to keep one, and this was the one he kept. And that should do it.